So I've decided to do a white loot only run today. And as you can see from right here, we are going to play on hard mode to where the loot quality is increased. So it's harder to get the common drops that I need. This is something that sounded really fun to me. I've never done this in Borderlands. I've played a lot of Borderlands, but I haven't done this. So we are going to go with the Siren. I usually go with a Siren a lot in these games, and this one in particular gets skills in her trees that increases her kinetic damage, which I'm only picking up white items, so I'm gonna assume a lot of them will not have an element on them. That's my logic behind it, at least.
I'm
A
RJ.
little Echo Drone
I'm a
repairs
vault
our
hunter
HUD,
with the
fixes it right
Crimson
up, and we get
Resistance.
down to our first order of business. We open up our rewards, which is the Gilded Glory pack for, I believe, buying the Super Deluxe Edition in the game. We don't want these legendaries. Not in this run. Junk them, get them out of the way. Sell them at the first instance that we can. So, being the prologue and all, coming up here on our first fight, they aren't going to be the hardest enemies to take out. Trying to, introduce you into Borderlands 4.
Banged up? Grab
After
this rep
killing
kit.
off the first
Should take the
wave
edge
of
off.
enemies, we get ourselves our rep kit from our
Come
pal
on,
RJ,
we
so
gotta
we
get
can
to the next
heal
floor.
ourselves. We equip it and move on to the next set of enemies. We clear them out fairly easily because they're only tutorial enemies, and up ahead we are going to come into our first actual lootable chest.
Damn it! Lockdown's got us
And
hemmed
nothing
in.
for us because they're
Echo
both
4,
green.
get happy. Timekeeper looking their way, not yours, so we can jam.
Honestly, nothing really too exciting, just a bunch of walking and killing low-level enemies. RJ hands us our grappling hook, and then we do a little bit more fighting before our pal RJ wants us to pick up our first shield. Unfortunately, both were green, so nothing for us here. Now it's time for our first boss fight of the game, the Warden's spec point into extra gun damage. Now coming into this fight, I knew it might be a little hairy since I finally get on our way health from the shield. But I figured as long as I'm taking out his little guys, watching my health, I should be alright. He gets us down pretty low here, and it's starting to look a little sketch with all the bullets flying around. Hopefully they just keep missing for a little bit to get my health recharged, and no, they do not. I do happen to go down. But easily pick myself back up, heal back up, and this should be an easy first boss kill right here for us. Here's our chance to get our first bit of upgraded gear. I've seen some whites pop out of there, and boom, there it is. Looks like some metal pistols for us.
Can I get a hand up?
We take our loot, watch a little cutscene, and get to meet everybody's favorite annoying robot, Claptrap.
Scoop it up, a beach trash. Scoop it up, beach trash. Ooh, there's some over there. Beach trash. Getting rich off of beach trash. Ooh.
After we are recruited as Claptrap's minion once again, we can open up our skill tree and invest our first skill point. I think for this run, I'm going to be going with the Incarnate Action skill ability. And our first point will be going into Grave Sites, which is going to be our first kill skill, which is going to be increasing our crit damage after every kill. I believe coming up right here, we are going to be encountering our first badass of the session. Oh, here he comes swinging in. Instantly down from it. That Contagious on him early on with no shield, not playing around. But they all must fall, and he drops us a cute little submachine gun that we get to try out. We follow Claptrap to the elevator, and he wants us to infiltrate a nearby Ripper camp. And without hesitation or struggle, we take him out one by one, until we make our way to our first actual boss of the game, Splash Zone. But before the fight, we spend our extra skill points and specialization points Finally, inside Splash Zone's arena, I decided I'm going to play one big old game of Ring Around the Rosie with him. This fight took like 5 minutes or so, so I'm going to speed it up for y'all. And I killed myself with the barrel there. Just ignore that part. We didn't die, so it's all good in the hood. I did get down again too, but we didn't die. So like I said, good in the hood. We finally managed to take him down and hopefully get ourselves some better loot from him. But I believe that white plasma grenade is all he dropped for us. Not complaining though, we'll take all the upgrades we can get. Nothing useful in either Splash Zone's chest right here, so we'll move on with the story. We bring the little annoying robot to the top of the elevator and we prepare for one of my favorite parts of the game. Getting to electrocute this little fuck. Let's all watch together, shall we? Satisfying, right? I'm changing my pants after that one. Anyway, back to business. We level up to 4 after completing that quest, and we spend our specialization in our skill point. I decided to make a quick little pit stop at the local watering hole, you know, and see if we get any goodies. But, of course, I don't. I'm forced to move on. As I make my way to the Outbounders HQ, I've run into something I don't know if I'm ready for. It's a f***ing world boss! And when I say this fight took a long time, oh my god, I was here for a while. I had to fight a badass just to even get into the dome. I'm gonna leave you guys here with the boss fight in its entirety at 3 times the speed. I do want to slow it down here just for a second to show you guys this clutch second win. No bullets, no ammo, 2 HP. I throw a grenade as I die, and I'm able to get up and get away. I had to slow that down for myself while I was editing because I didn't even remember that happened. Crazy. I do get some clutch loot right here from his other half. Pick myself up a shield so I won't have to worry about dying. And after like a 15-minute fight, I can finally relax and breathe. Of course, the loot is all colorful, and usually that's what you would want, but not in this run, so nothing useful for us. Made my way to the HQ, and they are already wanting me to fight their battles because I have to kill these with my forces. Patching them quite easily. Our gear isn't too terrible at the moment, so still able to take them down. The badass here was kind enough to drop us a nice little Maliwan shotgun. Let's try it on this dude right over here.
Nice.
And that man's was kind enough to drop us a new throwing knife we are going to use. But first, gotta make my way downstairs and meet our pal Rush.
Anyone needs anything, just ask. How about you? You hurt? Hungry? Thirsty? Doesn't matter. I got you.
Super friendly guy. He always has you.
I bet
After
you
some
worked
more
up an
dialogue, we
appetite
make our way
thrashing that dollar
upstairs
to
to Conway and we finally get our
Hey.
catch ride machine. The world is now open to us. Made my way to the next compound, starting to slightly tell that I am using white gear because it's starting to take over a mag to kill most enemies, but it's really not going to be that bad until they start throwing badasses and bigger and better enemies at me. But there were a lot of enemies on the way through this place. I even ended up skipping past at least half the enemies. I just didn't want to skip past all of them because we can't be missing out on all that XP now.
Ooh, that feels nice.
But after our little level up to level 6 and about a couple dozen more enemies, we finally made it to our first non-tutorial boss fight. Quick note I forgot to mention, we did pick up a better shield from that last badass that we just killed. Anyways, back to the boss fight. This guy, he wasn't too terribly hard, right? It's mostly just running around and windowing down his health with his white guns. I think the boss fights are the most interesting part to watch, but this fight does drag on for a bit, so I will have it on like 2x speed or something for you guys. Because I would like to either leave the entirety of the boss fight or at least a good majority of it, because I don't want y'all missing out on the best part. Finally got this man's shield down and we are on to phase 2. It's nice having him on the ground now because he's going to be a little easier to hit. But as you can see from these flying projectiles that he be sending out, he's a little more deadly now. But with keeping our distance from him like we are and just running him around in circles around the arena, we are able to just chip away at him pretty easily. And down she goes, boys. Time to check if they dropped any goodies for us.
This is a long shot, but a while back we scavenged a broken
Adding a sniper rifle to the arsenal seems like a pretty good idea to me. It is an older weapon, and I'm not the biggest fans of them, but we'll give it a try. Pick this assault rifle up just in case we decide to use it. And there's one last thing you have to do for this mission. You have to run around these Ripper camps and collect 3 different bolt scanner parts. Pretty simple Borderlands stuff, you know? I did decide to change out my sniper rifle right here. Not the biggest fan of the older weapon, so I figured I'd try this one out instead. We pick up the second bolt scanner, and then there was one really close call with this particular badass guarding the last bolt scanner, but managed to barely escape death by turning him into a Skyrim adventurer and just take down his kneecaps. We granted one more badass here his death wish, picked up our last scanner part,
Something
headed back to town to
honestly,
install the
I
3
don't
scanner
understand.
parts, and that is the second story
Hate to
mission
say it, but
completed.
Conway's right.
With 2 skill points to spin, we finish off our grave sites and acquire our first argument, which is going to be Geist Wave. I also believe I forgot to mention this earlier, but I am also going to try to avoid any skills that includes Vex's bleed build, such as Bloodletter right here. It's just really strong in my opinion, and I also already have a Vex bleed character, so I want to make this more fun for myself. So I end up investing the last point into another kill skill that's going to give me increased gun damage after every kill. And then our one specialization skill point gets invested into another level of Brute. After spending a little time customizing my character because we can't be no basic co-op in here, we finally get the 3rd story mission underway. After getting myself lodged in between hay bales and a tree because of my superb driving skills, I finally reach my destination. A force field blocks our way inside the building, but we easily dispatch that. But that triggers some sort of home security system to be activated and spawns all these turrets out. And they weren't playing around. This one even manages to fucking kill me. But we don't die around here. Keep on moving. I had forgotten that my shotgun right here actually does have the corrosive element on it. After realizing that, these turrets got hell of a lot easier to take out. After that, we trigger another cutscene where we get to meet our friendly scientist in the game, Zandra. Vex be looking like a bad bitch though. Look at her. Ignoring the text that just popped up on your screen, we dive ourselves into another fight. I start realizing that death is a real threat in these fights. I'm not level 50 and I'm not OP AF anymore. They do manage to knock me into fight for your life right here, but this is not where we take our first death. The last badass right here seems to get stuck in place, but I don't know why. This game is pretty flawless without any bugs, so... But we take those. On our right to the next destination, we happen to pass ourselves a little safe house and figured I might as well take a little detour just in case I need a fast travel point in the future. I decided to hit up the vending machine inside the safe house because opening my inventory, I realized my submachine gun's only level 2 and I'm level 7, so I could probably use an upgrade. This Tog assault rifle right here happens to catch my eye and I go ahead and buy it. With our newly equipped gun, I make my way into the meat processing plant, and during this first encounter in this area, I realized that this assault rifle I just bought out of the vending machine is not cutting it. It also doesn't help that when I try to go do the actual objective so I can get out of this place, there's a badass guarding exactly where I need to be. I kind of just run around in a circle trying to kite him out from under there, and it just so happens to work. I get scanned by the machine while taking in heavy fire. It believes I'm meat, so it launches me inside the processing plant. Inside, we find Zandra being held inside this holding cell, and we are able to free her. But of course, we can't just escape without any resistance, obviously, and have a big old lockdown sequence to fight. Lucky for me, though, these are shielded, armored enemies, so my radiation corrosive shotgun is perfect here. After a close call or two, Zandra finally opens up the door for us. During this next set of enemies, we managed to level ourselves up yet again, and we managed to come away with this one pretty much unscathed. The enemies in here, though, were nice enough to drop me a brand new assault rifle to try out because I am not feeling that other one we bought from the vendor. A quick little elevator ride, and we finally have made it to the end of the facility. A quick little expenditure of our skill points and we are ready for the final encounter of this mission. Down in the arena, Sandra wants us to kill the sensor round and collect these circuit board parts that they drop. Just so her ass can leave us and leave us to fight the final boss all on our own. But screw her, you know, we don't need her. Okay, maybe we need her. And just like that, our first death is on the board. So after reevaluating my entire life's purpose, I open up the SDU slots and upgrade some of my ammo capacity so I'd stop running out of bullets. I then check the vending machine that is right in front of me, and I so happen to find myself a slightly better shield inside of it. And now I think I'm ready to take on the oppressor once again. And like I said before, I want to leave the entirety of the boss fight in, so here it is sped up into some funky music. I end up dying after he's dead. That's some bull crap. Add another one to the death counter. I then open the red chest reward just to be disappointed by the colors. Drive up the ramp and get the hell out of this place. Drive over to this waterfall where Sandra's not so secret lab is hiding. Meet everyone's favorite Pandorian creatures, the Thresher. And finally, after like 5 minutes of dialogue, we have finished yet another story mission. This seems like a good stopping point for the first part of this playthrough. This is the most time so far I've spent editing a video, but I hope it was worth it and I hope y'all like it. Can't wait to see y'all in part 2. Peace!